If you struggle with setting boundaries because it feels selfish, this is for you. Especially if you're a woman, Asian, or you come from a collective culture like I do. When we're afraid our boundaries are selfish, what we're really feeling is this. If I say no to someone who needs me, then I am a bad person. And I found in my work with clients, this fear usually comes from 4 areas. Number 1, we confuse saying no with abandonment. We feel like we're leaving them stranded, but there's a big difference between abandonment, which says, your suffering doesn't matter to me, out of sight, out of mind, versus boundaries, which says, your suffering matters to me, but I cannot give you the solution you're asking for. Number 2, we mistake sacrificing ourselves for love. And that's because we were raised in families or cultures that taught us that love means giving everything, that sacrificing ourselves is how to get love. But real love means being honest about what you can and cannot give. When you consistently override your own limits, what you offer isn't freely given. It's a transaction driven by guilt, which then causes resentment for you later on. Number 3, we believe we're responsible for other people's feelings. If you're that person who consistently asks, how do I say it the best way possible so that person doesn't get upset? This is especially for you. And look, I get it. Most of us don't want to hurt or disappoint someone. But you gotta understand the truth here. What the other person feels is about them and their expectations. Upsetting someone because you didn't do what they wanted doesn't make you a failure, because it's not your job to manage their feelings. You're not responsible for that. And this is usually where my clients have a really hard time getting on board. So here's the scenario I like to give them. I want you to imagine your friend, not your child, not your family, your friend, comes out of the restroom and his fly is unzipped. What do? Hopefully you're a friend and you're gonna tell them their fly is unzipped, right? What you don't do is zip it up for them, because that would be really weird and inappropriate. You saying I made them feel bad is like you zipping up their fly. They're a grown-ass adult, which means they're responsible for their feelings. Your responsibility is to be honest and tell them what you really think. Number 4, we think having needs makes us a burden. I want you to take a second here and imagine you have a plant. You know that plants need some combination of sunlight, air, water, certain nutrients. But let's say you put it in a corner because you don't know, and it doesn't get as much sunlight as it needs, so it starts to turn a little sickly. It grows, but it's not as green or as lush as it could be. Its leaves start to droop. When you see that, do you yell at the plant? You stupid plant, why are you so weak? Of course not. Because you know it's not the plant's fault. It's nobody's fault. It is what it is, which is the plant needed something it didn't get. And the same is true for us as people. See, having needs is just a part of being alive. But most of us think that having needs somehow makes us too much for other people. Your assignment is to figure out what those needs are and then to get those needs met. Some of that is going to come from the people around you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people will consider it an honor to support you, while others might not want that. That's their choice, and that's okay. Find the people who want to support you. Remember, having needs doesn't make you needy.